Hello everyone, welcome back to Eastland English. I'm Robert.
I'm Yudi. Today we are going to study advanced business English conversation.
This is our first test in the series. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. For this video, you have the option of either taking this as a listening test or as a reading test. If you want to really challenge yourself, take it as a listening test. As soon as you see a new slide or hear a number, close your eyes for the duration of the question or the statement and all of the answers. Make your choice and then listen to our explanations of the correct answers. If you want to take this as a reading test, just simply follow the directions.
Choose the best reply to each of the cues. Number 1.
This company has been trying to break even for decades, but so far, we have not succeeded. A.
Perhaps we should try to break something else for a change.
B.
Are there any innovative approaches we should try?
C.
Decades are periods of time. They do not equal money.
D.
The problem is that decades are very expensive.
What are some key words we can look at in this sentence, Yudi?
Here I can see an interesting phrase. Break even. What does it mean?
Break even is an important phrase to help you choose the correct answer. Let's highlight that. Break even means to not lose money. If the sentence is that they have been trying to break even but have not succeeded, that means they're losing money. So they're trying to at least get to the point where they don't lose money. And a second critical word is the word decades. The word decade without an S means 10 years. If we have an S, it means tens of years. So it could be 20 years, 30 years, or 40 years. And finally, not succeeded. This final phrase means they have failed. Let's have a look at each of the answers. As usual, we'll look at the wrong answers first. We'll begin with A. A does have the word break, but not break even. It has break something, which means something very different. To break something means to fracture it or make it unusable. So for this very reason, we can delete A. We'll take C next. Decades are periods of time. They do not equal money. Even though that is true, it is completely irrelevant, meaning it does not relate at all to the proper cue. And it does not relate at all to what the person is talking about. So let's remove C as well. Let's look at D. Due to our explanation of what a decade is and what decades are, we know that they're periods of time. They are amounts of years and have nothing to do with money. They do not cost anything other than time. For that reason, we can remove D as well. And we're left with the correct answer, B. In the correct answer, B, you can see the highlighted words, innovative approaches. This phrase means new ways of doing things. And if a company is failing over and over again, it probably needs new ways of doing things. So the correct dialogue should probably sound something like this. This company has been trying to break even for decades, but so far we have not succeeded.
Are there any innovative approaches we should try?
Well, that's an excellent idea. Everything else has failed. Let's try something new. Anybody have any good ideas? Number 2.
Welcome to the accounting department. Mary here is going to show you the ropes. A.
I used to work in a rope factory, so I know about ropes.
B.
Oh, that's great because I don't know anything about ropes.
C.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to finding out about my duties.
D.
No thanks. I'm quite familiar with weaving. Before we get to the explanation of the correct answers, let's look at some key phrases. Again, accounting department is our first one. What is accounting about?
It is about numbers and finances.
Yes, accounting department means the place where they deal with numbers. And accounting is all about dealing with financial numbers, figures on a page. That is critical knowledge for helping you answer. The second phrase that we'll look at is show you the ropes. This is an idiomatic phrase. An idiom means using words that don't mean exactly what they sound like. Ropes, in common English, mean cords or strings that are thick. This idiom means show you how to manage your position, or show you what your daily activities will be, or show you how to do your job. A rope factory is where they make literal ropes, which means actual ropes, things that stretch between two other things and hold them together. But remember, the idiom has nothing to do with real ropes. An idiom is a metaphor, and a metaphor means these words mean something different from what they usually mean. And finally, ropes. If he worked in a rope factory, yes, he knows about ropes. However, show you the ropes is idiomatic or metaphorical, not literal. So A is wrong. For all of these same reasons, B is also wrong, because ropes in B are also referring to literal ropes or actual ropes, not metaphorical or idiomatic ropes. Therefore, B is also wrong. For D, I want you to notice that we've highlighted no thanks. I want to talk to you about tone for a moment. Tone is the manner with which people speak. This is the first day on a job. Your boss is offering you something. You shouldn't say no to your boss on the first day, even if you disagree slightly with something. That's not starting off on the right foot. On the right foot is another idiomatic phrase, which means in the correct direction or in the correct way. Lastly, we have the word weaving. Weaving could involve ropes, but again, they would be literal ropes, not figurative ropes. Figurative is another word for idiomatic or metaphorical. Let's cross D off. C is our correct answer. Let's look at the highlighted phrase at the end. Finding out about my duties means to learn the ropes. Let's hear what the real dialogue should sound like.
Welcome to the accounting department. Mary here is going to show you the ropes.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to finding out about my duties. Number 3.
Ralph, you are in charge of shipping. Can we bank on your transportation time estimates? A.
Any bank will recognize our transportation services.
B.
Yes, there are many ships at sea who use our banking services.
C.
Not a chance. I have a terrible credit rating.
D.
I am not 100% sure, as the truckers' union is threatening to strike. Before we get to the answers, once again, let's look at the key words in the sentence. Shipping is our first highlight. Shipping doesn't necessarily have anything to do with ships. Shipping means the transportation of products or goods from one place to another. It may involve ships, but it doesn't have to involve ships. Next, we have the words bank on. This is a phrasal verb that means to rely on or to trust. Our first incorrect answer is A. Any bank means any singular banking institution, which means a place where you deposit, withdraw, and borrow money. This has nothing to do with the phrasal verb bank on, which, as we said, means to rely on or trust. Therefore, A is wrong. Ships at sea is a distracting phrase, often used in these kinds of tests. Shipping, ships, okay, I'll check that one. Not necessarily true. And again, shipping could involve ships, but doesn't in this case, because these ships say they use our banking services. However, the question or prompt has nothing to do with banks or banking services. Again, bank on means to count on. Credit rating also has to do with banks, but banks as the financial institutions, so C is also incorrect. By the process of elimination, we now know that D is correct. I would like to explain some of the vocabulary and some of the concepts in this sentence. Truckers are people who drive trucks. Trucks are used for transportation in almost every country around the world. A truckers' union is a group of people who organize themselves to give themselves power over the management of their individual companies. Threatening means planning to or likely to in the near future in a negative way. Strike means to stop work. So if the truckers stop driving their trucks, transportation time estimates cannot be accurate. So the interchange should happen something like this.
Ralph, you are in charge of shipping. Can we bank on your transportation time estimates?
I'm not 100% sure as the truckers' union is threatening to strike.
Number 4.
Hey, Janet, what's up with the month-end report? A.
It is not up to anything. I have not spoken to him in a while.
B.
I haven't finished it yet. Don't worry, it will be done by tomorrow.
C.
There are 3 things at the top of the report as you can see.
D.
I am having a great time at the month end. Thanks. You?
Our first key phrase is what's up, and that means give me some information about. Next is month-end report, and this is common in some businesses. They expect you to report to the boss or your direct supervisor with all of the activities that you have been doing and all of the responsibilities that you are in charge of. Look at A first. It is not up to is highlighted. Up to means something different from what's up. Up to means it is doing something. Like I am up to something, or she is up to something, and that means they are doing something. However, it is a month-end report. It cannot do anything. Next is the object pronoun him. Her reply, I have not spoken to him, should tell you immediately this cannot be a correct answer because a month-end report is not a person. At the top is highlighted in C. At the top could be a synonym for up, but certainly not what's up. Remember, what's up means I want some information about. It has nothing to do with location. So we can cross off C as well. In answer D, we have highlighted month's end, which is similar but not the same. Month's end is a noun meaning the time at the end of the month. However, month end in the question is an adjective for a report, not a time. For that reason, we can also delete D. B is correct. Let's try the dialogue. Hey Janet, what's up with the month-end report?
I haven't finished it yet. Don't worry, it will be done by tomorrow.
Number 5.
Fred, you better get your act together or you will get fired. A.
I'm sorry, I will try harder to get my work done on time.
B.
Thank you, I'm feeling better now.
C.
I learned to act at university. I don't need any help.
D.
I will be going to the campfire with the company this weekend. The first key phrase is had better, which means should. It is not a comparative adjective. The next important phrase is get your act together, which means start doing things correctly. The last 2 words in the sentence, get fired, means to lose your job because you have done something wrong. In answer B, we have a distractor, meaning something that takes you away from the real meaning of the sentence by using a similar word. However, feeling better now means they are getting over an illness after they have been sick. So they are not related. B is wrong. In C, we find another distractor where we have some of the same words that are in the cue or in the prompt. How to act. This refers to a method of learning to be an actor or an actress and has nothing to do with the idiomatic phrase, get your act together, and for that reason, C is also incorrect. The word campfire in D is another low-level distractor. Most of you should have been able to figure out that get fired and campfire are not the same thing. A campfire is something that you have at an evening party, but it has nothing to do with the verb getting fired. That makes D wrong as well. Remember, had better equals should. Get your act together means do things correctly. So Fred's answer, I'll try harder, means he's going to change the way that he is working. That makes A correct. Let's listen to the conversation again.
Fred, you better get your act together or you will get fired.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try harder to get my work done on time.
Number 6.
We need to get a proposal in as soon as we can. Who can give me a ballpark figure? A.
The ballpark is right next to the National Museum downtown.
B.
I'm ready to go. I have a 5 figure because I exercise every day.
C.
Mr. Pike knows the way to the ballpark.
D.
I think that I can work out a rough estimate of how much to pay.
The cue for number 6 includes the word proposal. Proposal can mean many things, but here it probably means an offer or a bid. Finally, to end the sentence, we have the phrase ballpark figure, which is a very common American idiom at least, and also used in international companies around the world. Ballpark does not mean the place where you play a game with a ball. Figure means a number, and ballpark means a rough guess or an inexact guess. With this question, we're dealing with another idiom or metaphor. Ballpark means not exact in the STEM question, but in the answer for A, we have ballpark as a literal place where people play ball. Therefore, A is incorrect. Fine figure in B means good shape. A figure can also mean shape, but in the question, it means a number. For that reason, we can also cross off B. Answer C also uses ballpark in the literal sense of an arena or place to play sports. Therefore, we can also delete C. Rough estimate means an inexact guess, and therefore it does mean the same thing as a ballpark figure. And lastly, the phrase how much to pay equals a proposal or a bid. And for those two reasons, we arrive at our correct answer of D. We need to get a proposal in as soon as we can. Who can give me a ballpark figure?
I think I can work out a rough estimate of how much to pay.
Okay, I'll put you on that right away.
Number 7.
Even though this company was strapped for cash last quarter, we are flush again. A.
Excellent. We can finally have that big party we have been planning.
B.
You are right. The last quarter we had too much money.
C.
Evidently, we have failed to acquire any new customers.
D.
2 quarters are the same as 1 half, so we are always doing well.
Strapped for cash means not having enough money. A quarter is 3 months in business terms. Last quarter would be the last 3 months of their fiscal year, which means the year that they start and end their financial records. Flush has many different meanings, but in this case it means full. The meaning of the sentence can be distilled to we didn't have any money a while ago and now we have a lot of money. For B, last quarter refers to the time before now, which was strapped for cash, which means didn't have enough money. But at the end of the sentence, it says too much money, so it's quite the opposite in meaning. B is wrong. The word beginning answer C evidently means clearly or obviously. Failed to acquire means did not get. And if they didn't get any new customers, it's not likely that they would be doing better than they were before. That's why C is incorrect. Look at the first clause in D. 2 quarters are the same as 1 half. Yes, that's factually true, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the cue. And the last phrase is factually incorrect checked against the cue or the prompt of the sentence, which is that they didn't have money before and now they do have money, so they cannot always be doing well. D is wrong. We are left with the best choice, A. Excellent, we can finally have that big party we have been planning. Here the word finally means after a long time things have changed. It doesn't necessarily mean in the end all the time. Let's have a listen. Even though this company was strapped for cash last quarter, we are flush again.
Excellent! We can finally have that big party we have been planning. Number 8.
I don't know why I put you in charge of promotion. You are spending money like water. A.
That is because water is an essential component for life.
B.
I'm spending it because the plants need a lot of water to grow.
C.
We have several water coolers on every floor to serve our staff.
D.
Okay, I will cut down on the expenses and get with the program.
For number 8, spending money like water is the key phrase. It may or may not be a phrase that you've heard before. Spending money, you know. Spending money like water is a common idiom that means spending money like it doesn't matter, like it doesn't mean anything. We're going to highlight the word essential in A. It is an essential component for life. For that reason, it contradicts the idiom. Even though water is essential and is needed for life, the idiom itself means that it isn't worth anything. Let's cross A off our list. For B, the person is spending actual water. You can see the highlighted word plants. Plants do need water, yes, but the person is talking about actual water, and the idiom, in fact, is talking about money, not water. Let's take B out as well. In C, the woman answers using the word water coolers, and water coolers are free in the staff room, or they are free for staff members, but it's talking about literal water, not the figurative or idiomatic use here. C is not right. In D, cut down means to reduce. Expenses is a synonym for money spent. So, cut down on expenses means to use less money, which is exactly what the boss is implying. The boss is implying that the woman should spend less money. For that reason, D is the best option. Lastly, get with the program means to start doing things like everybody else, or start doing things like you've been told they should be done. So number 8 should sound something like this. I don't know why I put you in charge of promotion. You are spending money like water.
Okay, I will cut down on the expenses and get with the program.
Number 9.
Every woman knows that there is a glass ceiling in most firms, but this firm is different. A.
I am happy to hear that. I believe in equal pay for equal work.
B.
I have noticed that. I can see the sky from each room in the building.
C.
A firm handshake is the best way to show that you are confident.
D.
There are ceiling fans on every floor in order to circulate the air. If you don't know what a glass ceiling is, it's a good idea to get informed. Most women know about the glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is an idiom or a metaphor meaning that women cannot advance as far in a company as men. Firms is a synonym for companies or businesses. Ceiling in the literal sense means the top of a room. If the top of a room were glass at the top floor of the building, yes, you could see the sky. However, this is an idiom and has nothing to do with the room. In C, firm is an adjective. It means strong, and a strong handshake is a good way of showing that you have confidence. However, firm as the adjective does not mean the same as firm as the noun. C is also wrong. In D, ceiling fans are fans that are attached to the ceiling in order to move the air through the building to make the air fresher and cooler. But that's not what we're talking about. Remember, ceiling fans are the literal ceiling, and the glass ceiling is a figurative or metaphorical one. D is wrong as well. In the correct answer A, equal pay for equal work is a slogan or motto meaning that women should be paid the same amount as men for the same amount of work or for the same type of work. In the past, and even now, that is not necessarily true. In most Western countries, men get paid more than women for the same job. So if a firm does not have a glass ceiling, they probably have equal pay for equal work. And that means they believe in equality for women, that women can be promoted and that women get fair salaries. A is the best answer. Let's hear the conversation.
Every woman knows that there is a glass ceiling in most firms, but this firm is different.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that. I believe in equal pay for equal work. Number 10.
I would like to purchase a new automobile, but I want to know about the warranty first. A.
The first warranty is the same as the second. There is no difference.
B.
You can't purchase without a warranty. It is necessary equipment.
C.
There are 3 types of warranty. How much are you willing to spend?
D.
I cannot sell you an automobile because this is a car dealership. Our first highlight is automobile, which is an academic word for car. For this reason, let's take D out of the equation right away. If we know the academic word for car, we know D is nonsense. Of course you can sell a car at an automobile dealership or an automobile at a car dealership because they are the same things. Next, we'll go back to the stem or the Q with the word warranty. A warranty is insurance that you buy to help you if something goes wrong with your car. Usually, the warranty is added or extra, meaning that you must pay more for a better warranty. Sometimes they'll sell you a car without a warranty. Sometimes they sell you a car with a warranty. At other times, there are different types of warranty available. If you know that warranty is something that you pay for, something like a service, it makes no sense that it would be the same as any kind of other one. Of course they would be different. Hence, A makes no sense. For B, the man answers, you can't buy a car without a warranty, which may be possible. However, necessary equipment is by definition wrong. It could be necessary, but it is certainly not equipment. Equipment would include tires, engine, but it does not include a service or a guarantee or insurance on future repairs. That is not equipment. B is incorrect. The helpful clues in C are 3 types. Of course there would be different types. They wouldn't be the same. And then finally, how much are you willing to spend? How much money can you pay? I'll give you some examples of a car warranty, 1 year, 5 year, 10 years, where you pay for insurance to get repairs or maintenance for different periods of time. There are also other kinds of warranty, for example, full service or drive chain only. Full service would include things like windows and paint and body. Let's hear this dialogue again.
I would like to purchase a new automobile, but I want to know about the warranty first.
There are 3 types of warranty. How much are you willing